You'll have 1/2 hour of privacy.
Michael, you have no idea what I've been through. It's been a complete nightmare, but I didn't lose my sanity because I just knew I could count on you. Thank you. I'm only trying to show my gratitude. I knew you were the only one in Llanview that I could count on.
Wrong. I didn't come to rescue you. I want nothing more to do with you.
Hey, Max, there you are. Listen, I got this great idea. I'm going to enjoy this beautiful day. I'm going to take CJ out. I thought Al would like to join his compadre. We'll go for a stroll around the park.
I'm sure Al would love to, but it's not a good time for me or for Al.
Oh, nice luggage you got here, Max. You going someplace?
Well, that's why Al can't join you, too. It's taken a lot of thought, Cord, but we can't stay here anymore.
You're leaving?
I wish we didn't have to, but we really don't have a choice.
Put the gun down. Do you hear me?
I hear you all right. This little baby's my insurance that you and your friends are going to take a hike.
I have told you, this is my home. We are not going anywhere.
Well, that's a real bad decision, lady. Because I've already staked my claim to this area, and I'm not about to have you move in on my chances to get my hands on the gold. Now just leave real quiet, all of you. And I won't have to use this.
Who do you think you're ordering around?
Shut up.
No, I will not shut up.
Honey, shut up.
No, I'm going to...
I said put a lid on it, and you'll be the...
Roger, no! Watch out!
Listen, Max, I know how much your son means to you, but I think taking off for Texas right now is a real bad idea. Max!
Cord, I'm not leaving town. You kidding? Gabrielle would try to have me arrested for kidnapping.
Oh. Well then, why would you want to give up a 4-star room and board type place, a place with a great backyard for Al? Not to mention you got Kim around here, who's a wonderful governess, who's available 24 hours a day.
Cord, this is a terrific place for Al. I like it too, but I can't go on mooching off of you and your family.
Oh, man, it is only mooching when you're unwanted. And believe me now, I'm speaking for the whole family when I say this. You and Al have been great, and we've loved having you.
Thank you, and I appreciate all you have done. But if I'm going to prove to a judge that I deserve to have custody of Al, I'm going to have to strike out on my own. And I'm going to have to start showing that I am a responsible father. Now, establishing a home for Al, that's a start.
So where are you going to live?
Well, right now I got a suite lined up at the Waterside Inn. That and I've lined up a babysitter for Al.
Oh, well, I guess that sounds pretty responsible to me. One question, though. Last I heard, you had yourself a cash flow problem?
Yeah. Well, I called the bank and I arranged for a second mortgage on the ranch.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Max, look, I hate to see you get yourself in hock up your eyeballs when there is one scenario here that you may have missed.
What could I possibly have missed?
Just one chance you might have had of having Al all to yourself forever.
This is not the time or the place for jokes.
It's not a joke. I didn't come here to help you. Just to tell you not to depend on me every time you get yourself into one of these situations.
This isn't a situation. I'm in jail and you have to get me out of here.
I can't.
You can't or you won't.
Whatever I owe you has been paid 3 times over.
Oh? And how did you work that out?
I helped you get the hotel from Max. I saved your life.
You were saving your own neck. I was only along for the ride.
And I helped you get the forged passports, didn't I?
Yes, that's exactly why I'm here.
It's not my fault that you got caught, is it?
I got caught because your friend Skippy is a spineless twit. If he hadn't spilled his guts to the police, then I would be sitting in a Paris cafe with my son. But no, instead, I'm sitting in jail and Max has got a hold of Al.
Well, at least he's with somebody who cares about him.
Oh, I care about my son. I care about him more than you will ever understand. And if I never see him again because of your incompetent idiot that you hired, so help me.
Don't blame me because it didn't work out.
I'm sitting in jail. And you are running around scot-free. Why didn't he talk to the police about you? How much did you pay him to keep his mouth shut?
You know, I don't have to listen to this nonsense. In fact, I promised Alicia I wouldn't even say hello to you.
Fine, well, I've made some promises of my own. I promised myself that I would do whatever it takes to get out of here. So I really don't give a damn what you told your little woman, and I don't care why I'm really in here, who's responsible. You are going to get me out, or else.
You're not in a position to threaten me.
I am in a wonderful position. I've lost everything, which makes me very, very dangerous.
No!
Roger! Roger! No!
What are you doing in this tunnel? Let go of me. You will return to the city at once. No! You can't make me go back to Eterna. I won't go back. I'm leaving this place, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Eterna.
I don't know what happened just then, pal. Here's your death warrant. Say your prayers, pal.
Hey, you!
Get off! You're breaking my hand!
I'll break a lot more than that if you don't get me out of here!
Can't do as she said, pal. Now hit the road and never come back.
You haven't seen the last of me. I'll be back, along with everybody else looking to find that gold. We all get as much right to this treasure as you do.
If you ever show your face around here again, I'll have you arrested so fast you won't know what hit you.
That's right, you get out of here! Go on, get out! Out! Get! Oh, Roger, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. How about you, Tina? You all right?
I'm fine.
Vicky?
Yes, I'm fine. Why on earth did you take such a terrible chance? He could have killed you. Roger, what happened to you when you were fighting with him?
What do you mean?
Well, you just suddenly stopped fighting.
I was so frightened for you. You seemed almost, I don't know, catatonic.
No, I was just hit with an incredible headache.
A headache? But you were talking about Eterna. Why?
Well, Eterna's the reason for all this, isn't it? The gold, I mean. That's why that man was up here, and obviously dozens of others along with him.
Yeah, but someone's got to stop them. Or they're going to turn this beautiful mountain into just a wasteland.
Tina's right. They all have to be stopped fast.
Well, not by you. You've certainly done enough. We're going to take you to the hospital right now.
No, Vicky. I feel fine.
Well, I'd like to hear Larry tell me that, okay?
No, all he'll tell me to do is just take a couple of aspirin and get some rest, and that's exactly what I was planning on doing. Now, let's get back to town. There's nothing more for us to do up here. Wouldn't it be fun to chase all those creeps off the mountain with their own tools and shovels? I'm afraid it's going to take a lot more than that to stop those gold diggers. Let's go.
This just may be something you've overlooked. You're counting on Gabrielle getting out of prison and coming and taking Al away from you, right?
Yeah, first thing when she gets out of jail.
Max, how is she going to get out of jail? She doesn't have any cash, right? Who's going to put up the bail money?
She gets someone else to post it for her.
Who? I tell you, this woman does not have a friend in town, especially given the way she's raked everybody over the coals these last few months.
So you think she's going to spend a while cooling her heels in jail?
Sure, Max. At least until she has to face the judge on those charges of trying to leave the country with a fake passport.
And since she doesn't have enough money for bail, she can't hire a good lawyer either.
Look, Max, I'm not saying she's going to spend the rest of her life in prison, but I think there's a damn good chance that she's going to be convicted for this one. Max, what judge in his right mind is going to give custody to a woman who's been convicted of a felony?
That is a great scenario, Cord. Too bad it won't play.
Well, why not?
Because I know Gabrielle too well. She always lands on her feet. 10 to 1 that she will manage to get out of that jail before you know it and hire a hotshot lawyer who will stop at nothing to take Al from me.
So who is she going to get to help her?
Who knows? But she can do it pretty damn quick. Which means I don't have much time. Means I got to get started setting up a place for Al, someplace where I can show the judge that I'm someone that should have custody.
Well, I guess I can't argue with your game plan, and the waterside sounds like as good a place as any.
Yeah, it's comfortable, it's convenient, it's close by, it's got everything we need.
Megan just happens to be living there?
Really?
Oh, yeah, you didn't know that, huh?
Gee, you know, now that you mention it, you're right. Must have slipped my mind. And if you buy that, I've got this great bridge in Brooklyn that I would sell you for well under market value.
Hey.
Hello, boys.
Hey. Private joke, or can anyone get in on it?
How you doing? What can I do for you?
Well, I got your SOS on my answering machine. What's up?
And what makes you think you're so dangerous?
I've already told you. I've lost everything. I have only everything to gain. And I'm not going to let Max take a hold of my son without one hell of a fight, and that's where you're going to help me. I want you to post my bail. You should also know that I really won't have any qualms about telling the police that you were responsible for arranging those fake passports.
What makes you think they'll believe you?
Let's see. There's Herb. There's Rafe Garretson. Oh, we both know they've been wanting to pin something on you ever since you got out of Eterna. I think they would be tickled pink to know they could charge you with conspiracy and fraud.
And what do you gain if they do?
A cellmate. You know, prison is awfully boring and lonely. I don't have many friends here. I thought we could talk about old times. Then again, I'm sure Alicia wouldn't like to hear that we're roomies.
Quite the card, aren't you? What kind of a sick game are you playing?
A game I intend to win. And the rules are very simple. You can post bail for me, or you can come and be with me in here. It's your move, Michael.
So let me get this straight. Your main concern is that once Gabrielle gets out of jail, she'll get a court order enabling her to take Al away from you.
Oh, yeah, she'll do it in a New York minute.
Well, it shouldn't be too much of a problem to put a tail on her once she gets out of jail.
John, I didn't call you over here because I wanted you to follow her. No, see, I know Gabrielle well enough to anticipate her strategy.
Well, Max, obviously this isn't a social call. I mean,
Yeah.
what's up?
Well, I do want to hire you, but not as a private investigator. I want you to help me keep Gabrielle away from my son.
How?
By helping me win custody of Al.
You want me to represent you in court?
I need a lawyer, John. I need a good one.
Mac, hiring John as a lawyer, that's great. That's a great idea.
Yeah, well, listen, guys, I appreciate the compliments, but, come on, there's a lot of lawyers in town. Why pick me?
Honey, are you here? Claude?
Hey.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi, John.
Hi, Tina.
Thanks. Honey, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, honey. Excuse me, Phyllis.
Sure, thanks for everything, Cole.
That's all right, thanks. Honey, hi, how you doing? How was everything up in the mountain?
Honey, it was horrible. I mean, all our plans for our wonderful new dream home, they're all just destroyed. Come on, I need to talk to you. Let's go upstairs.
Yeah, sure.
I think what you need is a totally impartial lawyer, someone who's not personally involved.
No, I do not want the fate of my son in the hands of someone who's impartial. I want someone who cares, someone who's not going to knuckle under to Gabrielle or her lawyer.
Has she already hired a lawyer?
That I don't know. But Gabrielle is very smart. And you can bet she's going to hire a real law shark. That's why I need someone sharp.
Max, you know I haven't been in court since I defended Mary Lynn.
Yeah, look at the terrific job you did saving her from Donald Lamar and that crooked judge. That is what I'm talking about, John. That's what I need, a lawyer that shoots from the hip.
You sound like you think she's going to play dirty.
You know the way she stole Delilah's company out from under her, how she took my hotel away. Gabrielle is going to stop at nothing to win this case. With you in my corner, I'm confident that I can win permanent custody of Al.
Well, Max, I wish I could share your confidence. But you've got a problem. You got two problems. One is that you and Gabrielle were never married. The second is, when you found out that Al was your son, you made no claims on him. That means the law is on her side.
Yeah, but when they see how unfit
And whether
she is...
you like it or not, the courts generally rule in cases like this with a young child in favor of the mother. I'd have a hell of a time trying to convince a judge otherwise.
Okay, so we're in for a fight. I've never known you to back away from a battle.
That's because I usually don't.
What does that mean? You're going to take the case?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, what do you mean, John?
I mean, I don't mind hitting the trenches when there's a chance of winning. But I don't think that's the case, Max. It's a waste of time. It's a losing battle for both of us.
We are never going to hear the end of this damn Eterna place, aren't we? I mean, first, all those reporters are hounding all over us, and then Melinda goes on the air. She makes this announcement about all the gold that's being buried in that mountain, and now we got all these gold diggers digging up our land. I can't believe it. You know, I'm real glad that we're going to Milan for a while. I'm glad we're going to be out of this town.
Honey, I can't go to Milan, not now.
Why not?
Hey, haven't you heard anything I said? Vicky's cabin is ruined. Our beautiful land where we want to build our dream house, it's destroyed. And she's having all these problems with Roger and I can't leave her now when she needs me so much.
Honey, I saw how excited you were when Alicia first made that offer for you to go to Milan to decorate this incredible hotel. It's a once-in-a-lifetime offer.
Honey, I know that, and I want to go, but I can't go now.
You know, Vicky is very concerned about you and your future and your happiness. How is she going to feel knowing that you've turned down this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity all because of her?
Look, I know you're right, but do you really think she's going to be able to deal with all this on her own?
Oh, girl, come on. She's got Clint here and the rest of the family to take care of her. Now, if something comes up, we can always come back home.
I suppose. But still, I don't know. I'm not so sure.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to leave this one up to you, all right? This is totally your call.
What? You want me to make this decision? No way.
Yes, honey, I do want you to make this decision. And you know why? Because I trust your instincts. How's that? So if you decide that we're going to stay here, then fine. We will stay here. And if you're ready to go to Milan, I am ready to go to Milan with you. Whatever you want, honey. Whatever you decide, it's fine with me, and I will back you 100%.
Oh, it's so wonderful to be home again. Whew.
Yeah. There's no place like it. Maybe you'll remember that.
Yeah. Well, there was Eterna, then there was that sleazy motel room, and then, of course, jail. Michael, thank you for posting my bail. I really do appreciate it.
I didn't give you much choice, did you?
Well, you didn't have to. You could have said no.
Right. No, Gabrielle, I am not posting your bail. Yes, Captain Garrettson, I was the one responsible for the forged passports.
Are you angry at me?
Not at all.
Good. I'll make us a drink.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Oh, I think we should unwind.
I'm going home.
To wifey.
Yes. You've been disruptive enough as it is. So, good luck and goodbye.
No, you don't. We still have plenty to talk about.
I posted your bail and you thanked me. There's nothing more to say to each other.
I helped you find Eterna. I spied on Tina. I stopped her from following Vicky when you were trying to turn her back into Nikki Smith. I brought you right to that tunnel. I think you posting my bail is only the tip of the iceberg of what you owe me.
Eterna. All you wanted was the gold, all for yourself, and you were willing to do anything to any... Never mind. It is all in the past, as it should be, and I don't ever want to hear you mention that damned city again, which would be no problem, because I am out of your life right now.
Fine, I'll be happy to accommodate you, as soon as you pay me back for all the pain and hell you put me through.
If you were in hell, it was because you put yourself there. You were diseased with a lust for money, and obviously you still are.
I don't want your bloody money. I just want a small favor. Al means everything to me, get that straight. And you are going to help me get him back, and then we'll be even.
And I suppose you want me to help you kidnap him, right? Well, I am not going to do that. I don't care what you threaten me with. Go ahead. Call the police and tell them all about the forged passports. Go ahead. I don't care what you threaten me with. I am not going to help you abduct your son.
There's only one.
Look, I'm sorry, Max, but you left Al with Gabrielle and you moved to Texas. How do you think a judge is going to look at that?
I made a mistake. I admit that. So does that mean Al and I have to suffer for it the rest of our lives?
Max, I like you. You're a friend of mine. I hope you get custody of your son.
I don't want lip service from you, John. I want some action. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound off like that, but Damn it, there's got to be something I can do to convince a judge that I deserve custody of my son.
Maybe if you hadn't deserted Al and gone off to Texas, maybe.
I went to rebuild that ranch. It was the family ranch. I wanted something I could pass on to my son. Don't you think a judge is going to understand that? When he realized that my brother had just died, I wasn't thinking straight. I honestly thought Gabrielle wouldn't use my leaving against me, that she'd turn out to be a responsible mother.
Can you prove that she didn't act responsible, Max?
She practically got everyone killed in Eterna. She put her greed and her ambition above the welfare of her child, my son. Now, what judge in his right mind is going to give her custody? Now, I'm aware that the courts generally rule in favor of the mother, but that's not automatic, is it? The judge has got to care about my son's welfare.
There are a few cases, a few times that a judge has ruled in favor of the father, yes.
Well, then why can't this be one of them?
Because I told you, you've already got a number of strikes against you. And who's to say that you won't lose interest in Al again once you get revenge against Gabrielle?
This is not about revenge. I honestly believe it is much better for my son to be with me. And if you don't believe that, then you're right for turning down my case. Thanks for your time.
Max.
What?
I didn't say I was turning down your case.
John, what are you doing to me? What, you just gave me this hard time.
I wanted to make sure that you knew what you'd be up against, that you were willing to go to the wall for what you believe in. And now that I know that, I'm willing to go against the odds for you. You got yourself an attorney.
You... Thanks, thank you, John. We're gonna win. I feel it down in my bones.
Well, we got to put together a winning case before we win.
Well, what are we wasting time for? Come on, here. Help me with a suitcase. Give me the heavy one. I'm gonna get out. We're gonna check in at the water side. Get back to your office. We'll start this ball rolling. Watch out, Gabrielle. Clarence Darrow's on your tail.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, darling. So we left. We figured we weren't going to stick around in case that fellow made good on his threat and came back with some of his friends.
Well, you did the right thing. There is something I still don't understand, though. What were you doing up on the mountain with Roger Gordon in the first place?
I wasn't on the mountain with Roger. I went up with Tina. She wanted to show me the place where she and Court are going to build the new house.
Well, so how does Roger fit into this?
I'm almost ashamed to tell you how I ran into Roger. Tina and I hiked up to where they're going to build the house, and I was dead tired, so I sat down to rest. She went on ahead, and then I heard voices. I went to check it out. When I got closer, I realized that it was Roger and Megan. And they were obviously having a private conversation. And for some reason, I didn't walk on. I stopped, and I listened.
Why?
Oh, God, I don't know. Believe me, I wish I hadn't, but I did. I was only there for a minute, but then I sort of stepped out, and Megan was furious. She accused me and Roger of tricking her, and after many heated words from her, she ran off.
Well, do you blame her for being upset?
No, not at all. Anyway, then Tina came running up, and she said that there was something terrible that had happened at the cabin, and so Roger came with us just to check it out.
Oh, so once again, old Roger was there to lend a helping hand.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm very glad he was there. I don't know if that fellow would really have shot us, but he was very frightening all the same.
Why? Roger was there to protect you.
Darling, if you had been there, it would have been exactly the same thing. I would think you'd be glad he was there to help, and just as concerned about him as I am.
Why, was he hurt?
No, but during the fight with that fellow, apparently he suffered some sort of very strange headache. He made light of it afterwards, but I could see that it really affected him. In fact, I don't think he's looked at all well ever since we all got out of Eterna.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am very appreciative of Mr. Gordon's heroics. I'm sorry it gave him a headache. But I'm more concerned right now about what's going on up at our property.
Well, I guess the only thing we can do is to call the police and let them handle it.
I've already talked to Rafe about it.
When?
Right after Melinda came out on the air and just announced to the world that there's gold buried up in the mountain. I told Rafe then we were going to have trouble with gold diggers. He said he couldn't afford the manpower to set up surveillance. And besides, it was the sheriff's job, and he didn't want to step on anybody's toes.
Well, what are we going to do?
Not we, me. I've sat on my hands long enough. It's about time I roll up my shirt sleeves and try and make some sense out of this mess that Eterna has turned our lives into.
I wasn't sure that you would agree to meet with me. Thank you. You're welcome.
Well, when I got the message, I wasn't sure what to do. I thought of ignoring it. Wasn't really in the mood to hear more lies about what happened on the mountain.
It wasn't a lie. And it hurts me deeply to think you believe that I tricked you into meeting Viki.
Well, Dad, how can you blame me? You took me up to the mountain to tell me about your past, and then in the middle of it, Viki pops out of the bushes.
Megan, I didn't know she was gonna show up. It was a pure coincidence.
Coincidence. Well, that's a nice word for eavesdropping.
Viki explained what happened. She was up on the mountain with Tina.
Dad, I already know the story.
It wasn't a story. It wasn't a setup, and it wasn't a scheme. Look, all right? I know, I've lied to you for 25 years. There's no reason you should believe me, but Viki has never lied to you. She's been honest and open with you always, and she would never do anything to hurt you. And if you can't believe me, then at least believe that she wouldn't take part in something so underhanded.
I'm sorry, Dad. I don't distrust you, and I didn't mean to explode and run off like that. I've been doing a lot of that lately.
This is a habit. It was a specialty act of yours when you were a kid.
Yes, I know that. I remember when we spent lots of time talking. I liked that, too, like we did this afternoon. Dad, it meant a lot to me to hear about your past and how you fell in love with Viki. I finally began to understand.
Why, and then she shows up and you explode. Why?
Well, I don't know. I guess I just resented the interruption. I was angry and I jumped to the wrong conclusion. I'm sorry.
Well, I think you owe Viki an apology.
Yeah, all right. But I can't promise you any more than that, Dad. Not now.
You know, Megan, one time you told me that it was best to be guided by love. It was the only way. You know, if you can accept my love for Viki, why can't you accept Viki's love for you? She loves you no less than I do. I've denied her the joy of sharing that love. How much longer are you going to deny it?
Dad, I can't promise that I'll ever share it.
Megan.
Oh. Dad, are you all right? Are you feeling faint? What?
No, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Well, you're as pale as a ghost.
It's just a little warm in here, that's all. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm just tired. That's all.
Why didn't you sleep? Were you ill?
No, I was just working and I lost track of the time.
Were you working or were you worrying about Viki and me?
I'll admit that you did pass through my thoughts occasionally.
Dad, I'm sorry. I don't mean to upset you. But I just can't complete this picture, this perfect picture that you've painted for me and Viki. I can't pretend things that I don't feel. I know I do that at the studio every day, but it's different. This is real life, and you and Viki wouldn't want me to do that.
No. We've had enough pretense to last us a lifetime. But look, something else happened today that's knocked the wind out of me.
What?
Well, after you left, Tina came back and took us back to Viki's cabin. It was ransacked as well as the land around it.
Well, did you tell the sheriff?
Yeah. Evidently, the whole mountain is inundated with trespassers looking for the gold that's buried in the mountain.
People are trying to dig their way into Eterna?
That's right. And I'm concerned because I know how much that cabin and the surrounding property mean to Viki. It was at one time a haven for her, and now because of me, it's become a nightmare.
Dad, it's not your fault, and it's not your responsibility. That cabin belongs to Clint and Viki. It's their life, their pleasure, their worry. If Viki's having some problems, she can turn to her husband for help. That's his responsibility, not yours.
So I should just wash my hands of the whole thing?
Yes. Stay completely out of it. If you don't, you're just going to end up getting hurt.
Why?
Because of your feelings for Viki. Feelings which she doesn't return. Dad, I know how unrequited love can totally mess up your life.
My feelings don't matter. Viki almost died down in Eterna, and now it's coming back to haunt her.
Melinda Kramer is responsible for those gold hunters. The Buchanans will deal with it. Please, just leave it alone.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I can't.
I'm sick and tired of people just moving in and trying to take over what is rightfully mine. And it's going to stop. It's going to stop right now.
What are you going to do?
Whatever it takes.
Sweetheart, you're not going to involve Roger in this, are you?
Why do you keep bringing this thing back to Roger?
I just think he needs some rest right now, that's all.
He can have all the rest he wants. I have no intention of asking a man for his help. This is my problem, and I will handle it.
You're not going up to the cabin alone.
I don't have a lot of choice, honey. Rafe says he won't help. The sheriff obviously can't help. He can't protect our property, so it's going to be up to me to go up there and teach these gold diggers a lesson in manners and good old-fashioned justice.
You sound exactly like your father now.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Honey, you are not in the Old West now. You cannot strap on 6 shooters and form a one-man posse.
What would you like me to do? Just kick back and let strangers walk in and take over?
No, of course not. I want those men off our land just as much as you do, but I don't want you getting hurt in the process.
I can take care of myself.
I know you can take care of yourself, sweetheart. But I told you before, the man who broke into our cabin was armed. Now, look, we called the sheriff. We alerted him to the situation, and he knows now that it's gone totally out of hand. So why don't you call him and talk to him? Maybe he'll do something.
Damn it, Vicky. Roger Gordon gets to be the hero and rescue you all the time. Why can't I do it just once in a while?
Darling, Roger happened to be there. He didn't go looking for trouble.
I'm not looking for trouble. The fella up there at the cabin was looking for trouble. I'm just going to let him know he found it, that's all.
But it's not one man. He said he was going to bring his friends back. I don't want you up there alone in case he does.
All right, fine. If it'll make you feel better, I'll call Cord and ask him to go along with me. But that's the only concession I'm making, because come hell or high water, I'm going up to the mountain, and I'm going up there tonight.
Go ahead. What are you waiting for?
Put the phone down, Michael.
Oh, I suppose you want me to dial for you.
I have no intention of speaking to the police yet.
Yeah, as long as I agree to a kidnapping.
What kind of fool do you take me for? I've already tried to leave the country once with Al. If I did it again, the judge would throw the book at me. Do you think I am that stupid that I would risk losing my son for the rest of my life?
All right. Just what exactly is this small favor about?
I need a lawyer. And not just any lawyer. I need the best you can find. Someone who will take this case and who will win it.
And what makes you think I can find that kind of a lawyer?
Oh, come on. We both know that you didn't get to where you are without having a few of those lawyers around you.
Get to where I am? That's a good one these days. Why should I share my legal resources with you?
Life. They say it's nothing but timing. I happen to agree. You see, the timing wasn't right a few minutes ago for me to speak to the police. But I'd say the timing is just fine right now. I bet they would like to know more about your relationship with Skippy. Not to mention your scheme against Vicky. Just one phone call. And I can let them know everything they need to know about Victoria Buchanan's kidnapping and that you were the man responsible for the entire Eterna fiasco.
I'll get you your lawyer.
Not just any lawyer.
I know what you need.
When will I meet with him?
I'll get a hold of him immediately, Gabrielle.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I always knew I could count on you.
This is the last time. Because once I put you in touch with this lawyer, you are on your own. And we are finished. Forever.
Whoa. Oh, I want to get my hands on the fella who did this.
Yeah, well, I tell you, Clint, we are just lucky we didn't run into that whole gang of gold hunters when we were out there looking over the whole property. Think they're gone for good?
Not likely. Probably holed up someplace outside for the night.
What about that fellow who was here before? You think he's got the nerve to come back here?
Oh, I hope he does. I just hope he does.
I can't believe this. You know, I just thank the good Lord that Roger was here, because who knows what could have happened to Viki and Tina.
Yeah, Roger Gordon to the rescue, once again.
I'm sorry, Clint, what'd you say?
Nothing. I'm just getting a little tired of the routine, that's all.
What routine is that?
The routine where Roger Gordon always ends up the knight in shining armor.
Now, wait a minute, Clint. Viki and Tina could have been killed here today.
I know that. And I don't mean to sound ungrateful. It just seems that we should be making him an honorary member of the family, that's all.
Well, considering the situation with Megan, what would be wrong with that?
Nothing, I guess. He's likable enough, and he has been kind of indispensable these past few months.
But?
It just seems like he stirs up a hornet's nest all the time.
Well, excuse me, but again, I thought it was the situation with Megan that was stirring up everything.
Oh, I know. Things aren't going to be the same at home until Viki and Megan get things straightened out between them. But Roger just seems to make things worse.
What are you talking about? On the home front?
On all fronts.
Clint, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Now, you're saying you like the man, you just don't want to see him.
Not every time I turn around. I would like to be able to have one conversation with my own wife without him being the main topic.
Clint, is there something going on with Roger that I don't know about?
I've told you everything I know, Cord.
Clint, what has got you so riled up?
I don't know. I wish to hell I did. I wish to hell I did know.
Seem a million miles away.
I've been thinking about the cabin in the mountains and all the wonderful times I've spent there over the years, and how recently it's brought me nothing but pain. And I've also been thinking about Clint. Tina, he was so upset when he went up there. I'm glad Cord went with him. Maybe he can calm him down.
Love, Clint loves that mountain. It's only natural he'd be upset with everything going on there.
No, honey, it's not that. I know him. It's much more than that. I told him all about the gold hunters on the mountain. All he wanted to know about was Roger.
Roger?
Wanted to know why I was on the mountain with Roger. He sounded so jealous.
Why would he be jealous?
Well, come on, sweetheart. You have to admit things have become a bit more complicated because of what Roger and I shared in the past.
Yeah, but that's just it. It's in the past, right? I mean, it's not like you two are still in love or anything.
I don't want Clint to be jealous. I don't want him to feel threatened by Roger. I want everything to settle down and get back to normal.
Look, I have a great idea. Why don't you and Clint come join us for a couple of weeks?
I'll go to Milan with you?
Yeah, it'd be fun. We'd have a great time. And maybe by the time we all got back, maybe everything would be smoothed out.
No, darling, I can't run away from my problems. I have to stay here and face them head on.
I suppose so, but I would never forgive myself if something terrible happened to you while I was away.
Come on, nothing terrible is going to happen to me. I don't want you to worry about me anyway. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to start a whole new career. You concentrate on your work and you come back the best interior designer this town has ever seen.
Thanks. I almost forgot. I promised CJ I would read him a bedtime story, so I better go. But tell me the minute that Cord or Clint calls,
Sure,
okay?
sure.
Thanks.
You have to tell me. We can't keep secrets from each other anymore. Are you still in love with Viki?
Yes. I love her. I always will.
Clint?
forgiven me, Viki, for everything I've done. Hopefully, this will absolve me.